Everything's amazing.
It's like a summer love and missing that love when it's autumn and you don't have it anymore.
What is he talking about? I don't know.
Everybody is searching for something. What is Zen? I have no idea what Zen is.
暑い暑い hot hot.
I don't know why we do this.
It's where my heart's at.
This is it! This is the best moment of your life! You gotta go for it!
I think it might be a cult. There are so few people who do know about it. It's almost like being a member of a secret society.
I'm playing bingo and gambling. Am I allowed to say that word?
Bingo!
Bingo! All that they take in here all goes to the Bluecoats so they can pay for their trips and buy them their uniforms.
Everybody asked me, you got kids in the Bluecoats? Yeah, I got 178 of them.
The dropping of the balls.
Bluecoats? I believe those were soldiers in the Revolutionary War.
A blue coat. Aren't they a band?
Okay, number one, we're not a band. We're drum corps. Hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're not a band. We are a drum corps.
Drum Corps International was formed in 1972 by several corps who wanted to band together so that they could set up their own tours, set up their own judging system.
We compete all summer long to qualify for the DCI finals. It's kind of like the World Series and the Super Bowl all rolled into one.
It's the epitome of greatness for band nerds and band geeks.
I was a young man playing in the woods with several friends. We had sticks in our hands. We were playing Army or Cups and Rubbers or some other game. And we heard a sound. And the best thing I can describe is the sound sounded like a parade, except that was unusual because we lived on a street that a parade would not occur. And we ran to the curb and watched this marching unit go by. The men of the American Legion in our town had formed a junior drum and bugle corps, and they were out seeking to ensnare children, and they sure ensnared me. I immediately raced home and said, I want to do that. I want to do that.
The Corps was started as an outgrowth of the Canton Police Boys Club in 1972 that took inner city students off the street and handed them some instruments and put them in parades, and it was a lot of fun.
Basically sort of like you could march in this drum corps or you could go to juvie.
I was absolutely terrified to audition for the Bluecoats. In fact, I was so terrified that I had nightmares for weeks preceding the auditions.
People come from all over the country to this one little gymnasium in Ohio. It was pretty overwhelming. 16 years old, coming out, I'm like 8 hours from home. I don't know anybody.
You have to be a certain kind of individual to do this.
Some people aren't made to do drum corps.
Sometimes I ask myself why I would want to do this for a whole summer.
How good do you want to be?
The competition today is much more fierce than it was when I first auditioned for the corps. I mean, you almost have to be a college music major, or you have to be an extraordinary high school musician.
There's a lot of eyes and ears watching you. It's pretty intense.
People from all over the country now are auditioning, and it's just a much more competitive environment. There's no way I wouldn't have even made it past the first camp now if I were to audition today.
The kids who survived the audition now face the drill.
Set.
Well, the drill is the visual representation of the music. What you're seeing matches what you hear. We are actually moving and running and doing all these athletic routines while playing pretty complicated music at the same time.
Adjust.
When you first see it, the drill is daunting. It's one 10-minute piece, and it's got to be perfect. We're going to live or die by this.
2 outside the 30 on the second set of 8, and you have to get all the way out to 3 1/4. All 3 of you are like staying tucked in on the yard line. You got to get out.
All right, reset, 1 set.
Drum major Liz Lewis has just this rock-solid face. Complete control all the time. She could conduct the corps with her face.
Adjust. Step it off. All right, go find page 24. Once you're there, go to standby. Don't talk.
I always liked music. I mean, my dad always had some kind of CD playing. He'd play the Beatles a lot, and I really loved that. My dad also sort of passed down love of baseball to me. It's like baseball freak. So I was really into baseball. I came from a really small high school band program. The first time I got to be part of a horn line of 64 brass players, the sound of it just sounded so incredible to my ears, just to be part of this huge sound. I was like, okay, I'm hooked. I'll do anything, just let me be part of that sound again.
All right, reset.
Good morning, Bluecoats. It is 7 a.m. You have 1 hour to eat, grab all your stuff, and be where you need to be for this morning block.
Top of the show, to page 6, with work.
The performance phase does not begin until the summer. So you have these camps that start in the fall, and you really don't get to see the fruits of your labor until 3 weeks, 4 weeks into June would be when the first show is. You're learning in the camps how to perform the role of someone who stands at attention, looks strong, and knows how to move around the field with confidence.
1 step back. 1 step back. No horn move.
Think about moving from the hip.
Both heels are off the ground. Abs should be flexed. Hips are back. Shoulders are relaxed. Feet together, same thing.
We're still seeing an initiation there. Just push with your toes. Push your body back. Motion from the hip.
Good. Feet together. 8 steps back and halt. No horn move.
We're like an inch taller right now. Get taller.
No horn move.
From the hip. Those legs straight.
Come on, horns, you gotta pop that horn.
Squeeze.
Unacceptable. You know better. Go home if you want to do that crap. Go back to your marching band. This is drum corps. This is top 6 drum corps. This is top 5 drum corps.
John Cordell is a wild man.
You gotta get your toes up. Count 3, right? Lock on 6. You guys gotta figure it out. I don't care if there's 1,000 screaming bandos. You gotta perform at 100% every freaking rep.
He's absolutely dedicated to the horn line. The man bleeds blue. I mean, he just can't help himself.
You got it?
Well, first thing we do is learn the music, and then once we move in, we start learning the drill.
You have your coordinates. You have a sheet that tells you where you're supposed to be on the field, and basically you're using the field as a grid almost to find where you are on it. And you have so many counts to get from this coordinate where I am on the field to the next one.
We just go dot to dot to dot.
Let's go! Set your stuff down, then bring your pencil, paper, and dot book into the tower. All right, so we're doing the dot test. This is how it's gonna work out. You're not allowed to have your dot books if you're on the field, so we're gonna have you guys set your dot books in organized piles. You have 15 minutes starting now to take your test.
I don't have any paper. I can't take my test.
Joe, write them all down.
If you could dig into the brain of a marching member, in their mind, they see a grid. They see just lines and lines in a grid because they use the markings on the field to signify positions on that grid. 2, 3, 4, 5. So they march from that one spot on the grid to the next spot on the grid.
Right.
Anyone need paper?
The test is pretty stressful for everybody. Imagine what it's like for Rumi Tamura. She came all the way from Japan to be in the Bluecoats. Doesn't speak English, new environment, doesn't know anybody.
私のドラム校は人数が50人とかそれぐらいだから、こっちのドラム校は138人ぐらいいるからとても人数が違った日本とめっちゃ大きいとてもでかい huge.
No.
I need a little more time.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Let's go. Finish up.
You don't want to screw up the dot test.
Pencils down on your desks. Test is over.
If you do, your name gets posted on the chalk truck.
I hate my life.
Well, a typical rehearsal day would be, about 12 hours, and we would wake up and have an hour for breakfast, and then we usually do about a 4-hour block of just visual, like just marching. And then we break for an hour for lunch, and then we do 4 hours of music, break for an hour for dinner, and then we do another 4 hours of bringing the whole corps together. And we go to bed, and we wake up and we do it again.
And in 7 hours, I'm going to wake up and do this thing all over again. Why would I want to do that exactly?
Drum Corps is an amazing place if you have the mental game for it. Just because of the fact that you can't be, oh, I want to go home, I want to go home. Oh, it's hot out here. I just want a drink of water. No, you can't have that.
It's really hot all summer. No air conditioning at all.
The heat. It's kind of bad when you do run-throughs or just runs of anything. You just want to vomit because it's just so hot. I know, I did. It was horrible. I was in a ravine, just keeled over. Ugh. You just fight. You just know that there's something that at the end of the day that's going to make it all worth it.
Yeah, taking doses makes you stronger.
On every corps, behind the drum major podium, there's a tower, and it's where all of your staff sits to watch what's going on. And my goal, I think, as any rookie or any member's goal, is to not get your name called out from the tower.
Okay, I need bigger toes on the small steps, trumpet. You're not going anywhere. You look like ants crawling out there. Do it again.
Have to round this corner out. Got one.
Step it off.
When they square up, when they square it off.
The minute we said take it from the top, you should have already been going through the checkpoints. It shouldn't have been new. Low brass. Okay, your feet are just all over the map right now. You need to get them in time. We have the can on. You need to focus on the midpoints. Okay, find the next chart, Liz.
14 counts to 54.
Back up on this set, Mac. Backwards march, Mac. Come on, Barry. Upper body control. Come on, Paul. Get in there, Paul. Get in there, Paul. Get in there, Paul. Feet are getting slow. Drop us down here. You got to keep the turn tight so you don't fall off the pathway. Cut. What? Why can't this block hold for 6 and do the turn? Or hold for 4 and do the turn in time? It's always this block on the 40, baritones. Always. Always.
ライオグランの時はとても友達もいへんしめっちゃハードな練習で
You make a commitment, and once you start, that's what you do for the next 3 months. And every now and then we'll have somebody that'll jump ship and just says, I can't do this anymore.
I immediately regret this decision.
There were many times I would call home and just be like, all right, buy me a plane ticket. I'm ready, I can't stand it anymore. It's driving me crazy. It's too much.
Just imagine what it feels like to run, and you're so limited on your breathing because you have to play at the same time and push an unbelievable amount of air through an instrument. I mean, you're running a marathon, and you're literally... You have to really control how you breathe, and it's tough. It's really tough to do.
Hey, if you did that in Toledo, would you be okay with that as an opener? No. What the hell are you waiting on? If you can't do it in a rehearsal, you can't do it when you put your uniform on. So if you weren't happy with it, then who do you expect in the audience to be happy with it?
Every summer you have to start all over again. And you try to make the feet move to that beautiful music, and it is awful. It is awful, and it stays awful for weeks. I don't think there's any instructor that doesn't hear it the first time when you put the feet to the music that doesn't say, oh my, this is never gonna work.
When you do it wrong, it's the worst feeling you can ever get.
Alex Bender is a featured soloist in the show. He has to hit a very difficult double high G.
Try to achieve perfection. I'm afraid of failure.
We're learning it too fast before we have our first show. It's almost like we don't have enough time.
It ain't August yet. Hold up.
Just kidding.
In deep, what's the meaning? Can't sleep. My heart is beating to try this hard, to come this far. What we're made of, who we are. Push through, push through, push through. Push through, push through. Your breath is upon me, your step right beside me. I won't give up, you won't give in. We'll take this thing to the end. Push through, push through, push through, push through, push through, push through, to try this hard, to come this far. What we're made of, who we are. Push through, push through. I won't give up, you won't give in. We'll take this thing to the end. To the end.
In 17 days, the gun goes off and you do it for real. So don't get into these habits of doing things badly the first time. You're not going to get second and third reps. Do it right the first time. That's what's expected of you. That's what you signed up to do. Come here and do it right. Got it?
It gets really hard at the very end of every day, and you just want to give up because you haven't seen the performances yet, you haven't experienced that yet, but you have to push through it.
We're in the middle of nowhere, and we've got 3 weeks to learn the drill.
Just, center, just.
Right now it is 2:14 and 59 seconds.
Cool, ready, fight!
Bail.
Joe Beitman and Liz Lewis are the drum majors. They handle an incredible psychic load together.
We're kind of like the babysitters of the Corps. We are the mom and pop. Because, we have to push them, no matter what.
Reset.
We'll pretty much, be the runaround for the staff. We'll probably get to lunch 15 to 20 minutes later than everyone else.
Everybody's been informed about.
We'll run to the staff meeting during the lunch break, and we'll be like, okay, staff, where do you want the guard? Where do you want the percussion? Where do you want the horns? What are we going to be doing for the next block?
Everybody listen, this is very important. Lights are gonna be out at 11. That means you need to be on your bag at 11. If you are not on your bag, Joe and I have to go searching for you. That is a bad thing. You need to be on your bag at 11. If we have to go search for 7 people around Rio Grande, there's something wrong. Other than that, have a great time.
Just one general announcement about rehearsal today. I had a few guard members come up to me and tell me that there were a few individuals in the Corps that were stepping over and on the guard equipment. That is a huge no. If you have $300, $400 to fork out to buy them a new piece of equipment, then you can step on it as much as you like. But other than that, please walk over it. Cool?
First thing I started with was trains. My dad and I actually built a little train garden down in the basement. I first became interested in marching band my freshman year in high school. I actually hated it, to be honest with you. And I was pretty, strict, my way or the highway kind of guy. And as a drum major, I've learned just how to accept things more lightly and how to let go of things more easily. I'm a political science major, so politics always comes up. And I like to sit back and watch how people react in terms of, what's going on in the real world and just politics of drum corps.
The work ethic that you learn, the ability to work as a team, I think the values that you gain by just living with a huge amount of people for so long and traveling and making it all work and working harder to get better every day just really adds to what you can do in life.
After the first show that we do, all the rookies get their shoelace.
The blue shoelace is probably, I think, has the most important symbolism for the Corps because it's supposed to symbolize the blue blood that runs through our veins. And it also symbolizes when you receive your shoelace that you're no longer a rookie. You're actually now considered a full-fledged marching member. You are now fully part of the family.
At the end of the year, though, when you've completed a full season, you get a link from the chain that we wear on our helmets, and you put on that a silver penny that has the year you marched with it. I have 5 pennies, one for each year I marched, and if you march as long as I did, 5 years, you also get a nickel.
Ashley Studer is another 6-year vet with me, and she got us a little, can you see that? It says commitment on it. So it's for the 6-year vets left in the Corps. And it's something to put around our pennies. So, awesome.
If you catch saber wrong, you can nudge the edge of your tips of your fingers, and that just sends a pain through your entire hand, and it just hurts so bad, and you just want to drop it. It's amazing, because you think everybody hates you when you mess up, but then after rehearsal, it's just like, hey, do you want a cookie? Now, after 3 long, hard days of spinning saber and throwing fives like relentlessly, I'm just like, okay, I'm tossing it in the air and I will catch it.
Holding up a euphonium is like a slow death to your arms. To show strength and confidence and power and exude all these things that we're trying to, you have to be perfectly still. You feel like the lactic acid just slowly starting to burn away at them. They start shaking. It starts weighing on your back. Your spine feels like just sort of gonna like pull right out of you. It is a physical thing, but it's also extremely mental. I have to beat this thing. I have to like, just like, ooh, I hate this. This hurts so much.
We're not wimps. I mean, I would pay anybody money, whoever says that, to go out on that field and march to the shows that these kids march, hands down. And I guarantee you, you can't do it. There's no way. You need to have a certain level inside of you to be in order to do that.
You know, I like drummers. I honestly don't. I don't have anything against them. I really don't. They're primal. They live life wildly. They enjoy that intensity, that passionate rush. I kind of envy them, their ability to just go crazy.
Okay, everybody's done. It's lunchtime. Very nice. Come on, let's go. Good, we're done. They can't stop. Quiet! Finally done. Go! Shut up! Lauren Lucero, she sort of holds the horns together. She has a quiet intensity to her. She's fierce. She's tough as nails.
I'm sort of, being the horn sergeant, I guess I could say I'm just sort of like the representative of the horn line. And if anybody has any problems, they come and talk to me. Kind of have to be like the rock of the horn line, and you just have to be on the ball 24/7 and not screw up ever.
I think drum corps is actually a really communal activity because there's a lot of Eastern philosophy where the individual is sort of lost in the mix a little bit because we're all trying to look the same, act the same.
We wish.
We're all sort of in it for the common good, what's good for the corps. We're striving for one goal together as a unit. That's what you're really judged on. And doing things in sort of a communal activity, that's how you sort of get that done.
It's definitely a family environment. We're all very close. In all the sections, I mean, as the vibe between all the sections is getting a lot better. I've heard of other corps with it being the drum line hangs out with the drum line, the horn line hangs out with the horn line, and and so on. And in the Bluecoats, we're just one big family. Yeah, I miss home a lot, when I'm on tour. And, when I'm at home, a lot of times I miss tour. The dream. wake up, I'm all alone. I'm missing rehearsal.
We are very isolated in our location here in Rio Grande.
We would tell a joke over the summer that Bob Barker died. Anytime there was a new kid, we'd start telling everybody, yeah, did you guys hear Bob Barker died?
That rumor has been going around for years. Being on a drum corps tour is being isolated from the real world. In a lot of ways, they don't even know what day it is. That's how focused they are on what they're doing.
We've been at this for a while, and it's getting good.
I personally want to come out of this season with no regrets. Since it is my age out, I want everything to be perfect. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. But I'm going to do everything that I can to make it so.
The members have given up a lot. They've given up their summer jobs, they've given up their summer school, they've given up their real lives, they've given up their real family. And what they're really striving for is to find out where their limit is. And my experience has been they find that there really are no limits.
After 3 weeks of hell, it's time. We're about to spend the whole summer in performances that will determine our rank at finals, and we're going to be judged every step of the way. There's 3 buses that the members get on. There's a percussion bus, there's a vet bus, and there's a rookie bus.
Run into the center, and they do a basket toss up over the floor. She does a toe touch and they catch her. It's really cool. You should color it and give it to...
It's you in like a 3x5 space, and that's your entire, that is your home, your space for 3.5 months, and no one else can touch it. It's yours, so you fight for it and you fight to keep it, because everyone needs their space.
Most people, have to have their entire living quarters and share that with another person, and it's just 2 seats big, you know what I mean? And even though 2 seats doesn't seem like that much for a bus to have all your belongings, 1 seat is even worse.
I felt really bad. I hit a hornline player today with my flag. Not too hard, but I hit him in the upper arm, so I couldn't get through to my spot. It was an accident though.
There's a lot of time to kill on the bus. You got to make yourself as comfortable as possible.
Oh, the hornline has choreography now.
We've got 14,000 miles to go.
Yeah, it's really neat looking. It's like...
Sometimes it's who you know.
Yes, I was a bus god. In 2003, I was the rookie bus god, which is probably one of the best jobs you could have, because you get to introduce the rookies to the rules and regulations and the fun of the bus. You got to pick and choose kind of where you wanted to place everyone in terms of how you see them and how you see who they're interacting with. So you want to keep them close with people that they're close with.
Bus god. If he's one of your friends, he can hook you up with a pretty nice seat.
And then we're leaving to go to...
You're riding with people that are all sort of in the same place as you.
Hard.
you're all sort of figuring stuff out together. Every experience is sort of a first experience for you, and there's some comfort in that, knowing that, hey, this guy, is kind of just as bewildered as I am at sometimes, and you're just sort of figuring stuff out together.
We're going to the normal show tonight, the BOA show, which is a pretty big show. But I'll let you go because I know you're really busy, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Hell yeah. Energy's rushing. Endorphins are kicking in.
We had a really good show. The vibe is good. Getting crazy.
Secure all valuable items.
The front of the bus tries to get to the back, and the back of the bus tries to get to the front. It's a bus war.
I will have Rob drive this bus off the goddamn cliff and kill me along with the rest of you. You're not shunky hell up.
Still thinking about the show. It's almost like it didn't even happen. It went by so fast.
Pretty much arrive at the school that we're staying at about 2, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Let me open up 2 more locker rooms for you guys.
The drum majors go in ahead of time and sort of clear things with the janitor, get the layout of the place, find out where we're going.
This is your locker room there.
And then they come back to the buses and let us know where to go.
And you just fight everyone else when you get off the bus to go to try to find your luggage underneath the bus. You have a suitcase, a sleeping bag, and a pillow.
Oh, great.
And your suitcase is literally, it's your home. And you enter the gym. At that point in the morning, you don't really care where you go, just as long as there's a place for you to sleep. And it's 135 Neanderthals, pretty much, just walking in, throwing their stuff down, inflating their air mattresses or rolling out their sleeping bag and just passing out.
It's totally like in Michigan City, so why should we not be in Michigan?
Michigan City, Indiana.
Michigan City, Indiana? Why do they name like places like that? That makes me so mad. It's like Paris, Texas. I know.
Living conditions are definitely something out of the ordinary.
Directions for show site.
Yep.
Guess we're gonna get picked up by a police escort. Ooh. Taken back. Put it like that.
Last one down turns the light off.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, available at Walgreens.
For a drum major, you know, you have to know where exactly everything is, where the staff is sleeping, where the members are sleeping, where the bathrooms are located, where the chuck truck, the equipment truck is located, where the fields are located, where the main entrance is, where the administrative office is in case you need to contact someone from the school, where any other staff members are sleeping, where the buses are located, where the bus drivers are sleeping, where the gym lights are, where the locker room is. It's pretty strenuous for a drum major, but, you know, as a member, it's just, you know, you need to find your place on your side of the gym, roll out your stuff, and just, you know, crash and go to bed.
Good morning, Bluecoats!
Reality. Live it all day, every day.
It's crazy.
Okay, good enough.
The Bluecoats really rely on their volunteers. A lot of them are moms who have kids in the Corps. Some of them don't have a member in the Corps anymore, and they're still volunteering.
The chuck wagon is basically an 18-wheeler that's gutted to be a kitchen. It's your mom's kitchen, you know, from home. You know, and it's my favorite place because it's food.
My name's Genevieve Geisler, and I'm the operations director. So that means I'm in charge of the food service for the Corps, and the bookkeeping, and the bingo, and several other assorted tasks that no one else wants to do. On the loading dock, check on the loading dock, Jerry. You gotta get through there. Sometimes in the food truck it gets to be 110 degrees or more, especially when we're down south. So one thing I like to do to relax is go grocery shopping. Watch out. We have cooking to do. Wrong aisle. Cereal. Now I need that one for bread. Baking. Uh-oh. I just organize and cook. So that's my job, I mean.
Putting on the Superman suit is definitely a change. Once you put on the uniform, you are complete. Everything else vanishes.
Yeah, they're almost like religious vestments, putting on your ceremonial robes to go and do something that's good and right. When I put on those pieces of cloth and bits of flashy sequins, it was magic. When I put on that uniform, I really do feel like Superman.
There are things that I don't know and I'm not allowed to know.
I know that Gunther is a symbol that the tuba section uses to mark the territory of the tuba section.
It's like a big sign of disrespect for you to like cross over into someone else's block, to sort of be like, hey, you come over on our side, we're gonna break your foot.
As the years progressed, the stories got bigger.
Back in the day, in the 60s and 70s, there were some really intense rivalries between corps. Fist fights in the parking lot after shows sometimes would happen. But now it's more really just for fun. They sneak the crowbar out just to sort of be like, yeah, we've got a crowbar on the field. You know what I mean? Just because it's kind of cool. And its name is Gunther, actually.
When I aged out, I wore my pennies every day. I would teach, I'd go in with my dress shirt, my collar's all buttoned up, I'd have my tie on. And every now and then, you know, I'd like go to adjust my tie and my tie would jingle. And some of my students would ask me, what is that? You know, and I'd pull them out and I'd show them and they'd get a little disconcerted that I had holes through pennies on my neck.
I don't really know if I could even put a definition on what it means to be a Bluecoat because it means so much.
It's a very bittersweet feeling, aging out.
Depending on when your birthday is, aging out is either 21 or 22.
Every emotion possible is going through my mind. Like, I can't wait to age out. 5 years, I'm done, you know, finally. I can be an individual again, come back to the real world for once. But then at the same time, I'm aging out. I can no longer do what I love to do. I have to go on with my real life now. I'm graduating college. Oh no. What about a job? Should I be living on my own now too? What about like a family? What am I gonna do with the rest of my life?
Autumn Leaves is very special to the Bluecoats.
And again.
It was the ballad in 1987, and it was such an amazing song that the Bluecoats decided to make it the core song.
It's sort of about, you know, a summer love that you have, you know what I mean, and missing that love when it's autumn and you don't have it anymore.
But I miss you most of all.
My darling.
When autumn leaves start to fall, that just, it's the last line in the song, and it always strikes home, I guess, the most for me.
3, 4, 1.
The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold.
I can never be with those same exact people ever again in my entire life.
The summer kisses.
You've built so many strong relationships with these people, and you don't want to leave that. And for me, aging out, I'm leaving a family of 135 plus. And it's like me having to bury that.
But since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song.
Conducting Autumn Leaves is like my final goodbye to them.
But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall.
I think it's a really, really great thing that I get to age out in my own hometown. I grew up about 30 minutes driving distance away from Madison. And I'm coming home this summer, not just once, but twice, to show everyone I know what I've been involved in for the past 5 years of my life, 6 years of my life, and why it's so important to me. And I'd also love them to see how much that I've accomplished and everyone with me has accomplished.
Erin is really excited about our next show in her hometown. But the Corps is a delicate organism. The vibe can shift.
What?
Over the summer, you get into these times when things seem really bad. You're on the same bus, you're on the same field, you're performing the exact same music every day. Each day is so intense, and each day is so long. You get into this feeling of it's too hard.
You start to get kind of bitter, you know, and all the annoying things about drum corps just really annoy you because you've been doing it so long.
40 days in. The Madison show.
People aren't gonna like us this year.
They paid money to see us. The grass was so deep, we couldn't get our footing.
It felt like 2 seconds. The blink of an eye, it was over.
We didn't have the show that we wanted to have.
You know what you saw, heard, and felt. You know what you're feeling right now as part of our 4 shows in 4 days type deal. But today's July the 2nd, and here we are in Madison, Wisconsin. In 40 days, it's all going to be over. So in the next 40 days, you got to figure out how you can do what you're doing now on a higher level all the time.
Gotta get it together, man.
But 40 days is going to go by like that.
Sometimes the field just swallows you up.
There are very few drum corps judge decisions that don't get you upset every once in a while. Their role is to evaluate the level of our performance.
They're the guys and the gals that we have to impress the most.
Judge in your face, just let loose, just shoving it down his throat.
Let's get a little bit closer. Excuse me. Never touch me.
Oh yeah, he's too scared to get in front of us again.
You threw it down. Oh, yeah.
Good job. How'd it feel to you guys? Yeah. Is it better than last night? Yeah. There we go, man. That's it.
I can't tell you what an honor it is to stand in the center of this circle. It is so cool. The power of 135 people connected
is much, much stronger than 135 individuals. That's always going to be the case. And this is what your show is about, and this is what this corps is about. You can count down the number of shows on 2 hands now. It's been a pretty incredible 9-month journey. No regrets here to the end.
We are getting upstairs. Now we have to own the stadium. We have to put the stadium inside our sound, not just reach the last guy. Okay, we got to bring the entire audience inside the bubble. You know what I mean by that? Yeah. This part of yourself, I'm completely confident about. Time to commit this part now.
But listen, man, do you understand what kind of impact you are making on drum corps history right now? Do you have any idea? You're there. Do you understand that? You're there. You're what little kids dream about. Do you know that? You are what little kids look up to and dream about, okay? Because I've been 22 years old. I've wanted to stand in front of one of the world's greatest horn lines and be the guy to do this, one of the guys to do that. Thank you very, very much for making one of my dreams come true. Thank you very much.
The instructors come from all over the place, mostly from school music programs. They bring an incredible amount of focus and passion.
We have it all, pretty much. We have the Mexicans, the Asians, the blacks. I think the Asians and the Mexicans outweigh the black because there's only 4 of us here. But there's quite a diversity. It's kind of cool. Everybody kind of gets along. You have to. We're with each other for 3 months, trying to do something great.
I think I've reached a new elevation. I feel myself now levitating. What altitude is a meter reading? When I reach heaven, then I'll be praying. Where am I going? Where do you wanna go? Would you just tell me? I really wanna know. I will cross my heart. I swear I hope to die. So where do I stand? With a needle in my eye.
Watching this horn.
Boys and girls will flirt until they can't take it anymore. The fun will never end until the party is over. And when it's all said and done, it will be the best summer.
There is nothing better in the entire world than to get on that field, be in one mindset with everyone else that's on the field with you, and perform for the crowd. When the crowd cheers, you forget everything else in the world. There's no better feeling.
There's always your rookie audience members who are like nudging the person next to them. Are they booing them? Do they really hate them?
Fans started shouting "blue" as like a cheer, like a sign of approval, like they liked the corps and like they were digging on what we were doing. And I guess it was probably some drunk guy in Ohio that was just like, "Hey, blue, blue."
You're waking up every morning and you're going out and you're kicking yourself in the butt 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I went in and I lost somewhere between 40 and 45 pounds my first season. You rehearse a set, at least like 20 or 30,000 times during the season. Just a set. That's like 8 counts of just one part of your show. Why would you want to do that? Why would you put your body through that? You know, everything is exaggerated, and it's just like headaches aren't headaches. They're migraines. Migraines aren't migraines. They're hell on earth. Your shoulders are killing you. You're feeling muscles in your body. You're working muscles that you don't regularly work.
I have a stress fracture. It hurts really bad. It started end of June, beginning of July.
Eventually, you can actually get to the point where it's not even really pain anymore. You know what I mean? You've sort of learned to adapt with it. I wouldn't say that it never stops hurting. It always is going to hurt. It's just how your tolerance for pain grows and the way you learn how to live with the pain.
I got these calluses from holding on 4 mallets. It's part of my job to play with 4 mallets. Makes a nice little callus there. It's interesting to hold hands with people. It's a good topic of discussion for whenever you're trying to pick up girls. Look at my awesomely disgusting hands.
Beat chopped out today. It's a hard block.
Sometime in July, we cross into Texas. The rankings put us in 5th or 6th place.
And he had the gun at the woman's truck driver's head. KVNS Brownsville.
Some nights we're just dog tired, and everybody will just crash.
Sleeping on the bus is really tricky. Sometimes you're like trying to roll around, you try to prop your feet up on top of the seat in front of you.
It's so physical and strenuous that when you relax, you can't even relax because you hurt so much. You try to find a way to feel like, do I feel comfortable this way or do I feel comfortable this way?
One night, one person will sleep under the seats and one person gets to lay out on both of them on top, and then they'll flip-flop and rotate. When you get on the road, everywhere looks the same. Like a lot of these places actually blur together.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a truck stop and I can't move.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh my. Hey, $20. Can I put it on? Can I put it on? Are you buying it? I put it on. Oh, not you. Look at you making them.
Just need like 2 feet to myself. It just keeps coming. Your mind's in it all the time.
I see a highway that goes on forever.
I don't know where we are.
Don't know.
July something. It's Texas.
There's a city, but I have no idea where I am.
What day is it?
It's Thursday, I think. Maybe it's Friday.
I don't even know what time it is. Thought Tuesday was yesterday. No, today's Wednesday. No, I'll make today Friday.
One night I woke up on the bus because I'd been just dreaming. I'd been on the field. There was nobody around me. I was just standing out there. And I was waiting, and I didn't move. And the tower was empty. There was nobody on the field. And I was just out there by myself. And it was so frightening that I didn't have everybody.
The daydreams of a person is very, very important, and I think a person should daydream.
Half of my brain wants to do something, and half the other brain wants to go lay down.
Muscle memory.
Breathe and play and march.
Sick of being in gloves.
I miss home. I miss my couch.
Yeah.
I don't think I've dreamed much. I get too tired, or I don't remember the dream.
It's almost like a nightmare.
I'm tired. I'm so tired. I can't play. I hated it. I can't play the trumpet. There's a note. I don't know what's wrong. Something's happening. I did have one dream one time. We were staying at the housing site. The housing site burned down, and all of our equipment and everything. It's so hot. Get me out of here. It burns. It burns.
Tomorrow I have to do it all over again.
Yeah, so this is why you do not put your horn down in front of or behind a vehicle that could possibly move, because if it can fall or get run over, it will, and then you have that.
Good morning, Bluecoats. It's July 35th. We are in Iowa and Texas and Oklahoma. The temperature is 800 degrees, and Bob Barker is still dead.
One, two, ready.
Even this late in the season, the practice never stops. We know that our competitors are working just as hard.
What tremendous physical shape they're in. I think of the hard practices that I ran for 36 years as a basketball coach, and I think this is almost peanuts compared to what these folks go through all summer.
There comes a time, maybe late July or early August, and the horn line is warming up, and you get to stand near that semicircle and hear it, and the hair just starts to stand up. It is such an intense sound. It just drives right into your heart. And you know, all these months, all this time on the road has been worth it. That's the sound. That's what you're looking for.
There's always a point in the season where everyone hits it. It's kind of like breaking through the brick wall. We always talk about ripping off another layer of film from the glass. And when that point hits, when you all know when you've hit it, you like rip off 7 layers of film.
Everything's amazing. It just feels right. Everything.
Yep. You're walking in the gate. Heart's pumping. Feet are in step. You know what to do. You've done it a million times.
At the beach, baby. Game over.
When you're in the zone, it's the best feeling.
When you're on the field, you have to know it's going to be good. And when you know and believe, I don't know if it's magic. I don't know if time travel happens. I don't know what happens, but it is. You decide what it's going to be, and so it is. But you just feel like you ascend into this higher state of being where your perspective pulls in, and you know every single step, every single moment, you're focused on doing it exactly right, doing it perfect. Every time you throw your foot out and pull your toes back and concentrate on that, every time you slam down a valve and you concentrate on that, and all you worry about is what you do, and it feels so good to have done it right that you just burn it all into that. It's just a Zen idea to leave everything out there.
After you've had a great show, you can tell how the Corps marches off the field. You can tell if it was great. We show no expression on our faces until we're allowed to relax, but you can tell. There's a look in the eyes, there's a feeling, and it's just amazing. And you know that you threw down. We threw down the best thing that we possibly could have. It's called throwing it down. Once you get into the top 5 of DCI, it sends a message to the rest of the world out in drum corps that here we are serious, and we're coming for you, we're gonna get you.
Madison Big Drum Corps International competition this weekend, the championships at Camp Randall Stadium. It is neck and neck right now. Top 5, the Bluecoats out of Kenton, Ohio in 5th place, followed by the Cadets. And check this out, Phantom Regiment, Blue Devils, Cavaliers, all vying for 1st place, and they're all within a point of each other. It's going to be huge this weekend at Camp Randall Stadium.
Yo, DCI rules.
This is the second finals.
Our performances over the summer got us invited to the Madison show. We've made it into the final round with 11 other corps. We've been at the finals many times, but the highest we ever finished was last year, in 5th place. It's real tough pushing aside those guys at the top.
You can be ranked wherever, and you can have a bad day as a corps and slip a notch or two. One of the corps yesterday slipped 2 places. Another corps didn't make it to the semifinals today. They got knocked out.
I didn't have like this roller coaster of a ride these last 3 days. There's one thing that you just do a little wrong, and it's just like, where'd that come from? You just sort of freak out, you know?
When you think about it too much, something happens that never happened before.
I messed it up horribly on Thursday night, and that night I was just like totally messed up in my mind, you know? I was up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep. It just kept going through my head, you know, over and over. I was like, this is all I gotta do, you know? And, you know, all the work that I did the whole season, practicing this so much, you know, could just like be all ruined.
Anytime a drum corps is new on the scene, there is some resentment. There is what you would call an entry fee. You've got to be good, and you've got to be good for a while before you're accepted into the community by either the judges or the other corps that are out there, or even the audiences. Even they're a little skeptical when somebody new comes along.
Actually, I don't think we are perceived to be a top 5 corps yet. I think we have a lot to prove before people actually see us as a part of the very elite in Drum Corps International.
We need to kick some ass this year. We need to go in, we need to fight. It's a dogfight. It's a battle of the inches. It's always a battle of the inches. You know, who can hold their horns up better? Who can roll their foot better? Who can stand with better posture? Who can toss a rifle and catch it better? You go out in the field and you do a show for 10, 12 minutes long, and it's got to be perfect. It's a battle of the yard lines.
Just let it go.
Rehearsal, performance, and dream all fold into one.
No regrets. That's the way you gotta look at it.
Breathe and play and march.
You can't let anyone down.
I see the finish line. It looks like glory.
Have a great show, Hornline.
Bluecoats.
Oh no, Lord, please. Like, I know I ask you for everything. Please, please let us be fed. Please let us be fed.
I did it. We did it.
You work so hard for just one night.
Hell yeah. You can feel each other's hearts racing. One pulse. Think what's in my head is what's in everyone's head right now. No outside. No inside. Just this.
You know, that's what I dreamed in my head. That was my dream the whole season.
Everything we did, like, I'm glad we did it.
It's fun to be good.
It's brotherhood. We're all one. It's our family.
If you can do this, you can do anything.
I did great. I threw it down.
I have no regrets.
The things a corps throws down on the field are always personal. Relics left on a battlefield. A reminder of that one glorious summer.
Yeah. 2007 starts tomorrow. It's back to bingo. That's right. Yeah.
I'll be home in 3 days. Drum Corps is almost over. I get to be on the DVD. All my dreams are going to come true.